So let's talk scams, publishing scams. The publishing scams are, the publishing industry is one of the most scam-laden, scumbaggery, predatory industries in the world. I think it's as bad as politics. Maybe not as bad as politics, but it's pretty close. It's bad. And so this is the reason I started this White Pine Publishing Consulting, because I hosted a radio show for 3 years with me and my friend Bill, and in the green room afterwards, because I had guests on author guests. The show was about books, authors, and the art of storytelling. So we'd get into the backstory behind the book and the story and the author, and it was pretty cool. I had a couple authors a week on for like 3 years, and it was cool. And then but after the show, I'd always go, how's your book doing? And like, oh, it's not doing that good. And of course they get into the whole marketing thing. I didn't know anything about, the scam or, whatever back then, or what was really wrong, because I didn't see their manuscript. But I'm like, oh, you only sold, I sold 500 copies of my book before it was even released. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yeah, I've only sold 50 copies or 100 copies. Oh, that's bad, man. What's wrong? I wonder what that is. And then they start telling me about the scams. They're like, oh, this company, I paid it $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000. And they scam me this way. They promised me all this, but they didn't do that. And they promised it. And then I'm like, man, that sucks, man. And like, and then it's one after another, after another, after another. Like every single guest was telling me they got scammed. And I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, so they're like, yeah, so my book's a mess. It's like, this needs to be edited and da da da. And I finally was like, let me take a look at it. Maybe I can help. I'm pretty good. I've been writing for 20 years. I'm saying nonstop, full time, like literally 10 hours a day for 20 years. I should be pretty good by now. So then they'd send it to me, and I'd edit a couple chapters for them, and I'd be like, so I'd edit like 2 chapters or like 20 pages, and I'd send it back, and because it's like 200 edits. So I'm like, more than that. It's like 300, 400, 500 edits in the first 20 pages. And I'd send it back and say, yeah, this is, you need a cleanup job, bro. And they'd be like, well, I'll pay you to edit it. I'm like, okay, $2,000. And they'd be like, yeah, do it. So that's how I ended up looking at Maria and saying, hey, man, we may be onto something here. We can start this publishing company, man. If we do a good job, if we legitimately do a good job, and don't scam people, and like really perform, really provide a valuable service to authors, then we can have a viable, productive, profitable company. And so that's how we started this company. But I've been shocked over the years by how many people I've encountered who just get scammed, man. It's crazy, and it's disconcerting, and I feel really bad for the people, and that's why I give people breaks all the time. I'll tell you another story in a minute, but God bless. White Pine Publishing and Consulting.com.